me get a. Thank you, thank you. I'm Jayan, Seafoam Walls, from Miami, born and raised. My family, my heritage, my blood is from Haiti. So yeah, my music is typically about some of our struggles as people and just kind of observations living in this system and trying to find a way out, trying to keep hope alive and keeping conversations open to find solutions, cross-reference information. We all live such different lives, but there is a common denominator to our struggle. So yeah, I hope to find that with this music and building community. So I appreciate spaces like this, and y'all always welcoming me. So yeah, this first song is called Humanitarian. So let me get this straight, we're not shit, just grown kids with privilege, then you entrust us with politics, innocence, common sense, another pay our toll, avoid hell, repeated long enough, break the seed, mold your youth. Ooh. Thank you. Ooh.
Yo, 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 it's so nice to have you at Masisi Radio at the Garden.
Thank
Yo, so a little bit, let's like get into some background. Like, of course, you grew here up in Miami, and a lot of your work is based around your experiences, kind of navigating the world. Can you share some of, yeah, the joy that lives also within your work too? Some experiences within that.
I think the joy comes from all the many cultures that exist in Miami. Like, sometimes we get relegated to just like this broad term of like Caribbean when there's like so many countries within the Caribbean, all with like these unique uh, traits, and like you get to see that on display with like the food that's here, the carnivals they have. Like I remember going to carnivals with my sister, my family, like the Martin Luther King parades. Like it's just like those were some of like the joyous memories I have of like. Oh yeah, I'm sorry. I'm very soft spoken.
As
But
honestly, most Haitian men are. I feel a lot of Haitian men are soft spoken, but we get blanketed. I think we get blanketed in this way, quote unquote, being loud and rambunctious people. Yeah, like we're like definitely like creative in language, but I see from my experience, most Haitian men are pretty like soft spoken and have a gentle spirit about them, and I feel like most Caribbean men do. So like, as someone that I identify that with your character, like, how do you feel navigating such? I think it's a strong, almost like a quiet storm of sorts, and I feel like that's not really the face of masculinity in a lot of spaces, especially in Caribbean spaces. So navigating that with your work, how are you making space for this new version of masculinity?
um, ah, it's. I think I'm just kind of living by example, trying to listen more to other people's experiences and see how I can, because I don't, just like you said, it's not really present in like in just everyday spaces of like that kind of masculinity. So uh, I just think like existing and like just being the best at like what I do and like excelling in that space as like
It gives permission for that to
yeah,
be.
and it just gives people who don't see that as like a valuable trait to like look towards something, because yeah, I mean, I don't mean to like use the cliche, but like representation does matter. And like it it helped seeing, uh I mean, even the lack of someone being there also fuels that need to like fill that space, because you want to be vocal for people that sometimes can't express it in the same way. Like music is kind of cool in a way where I can express things that won't come off the same way just spoken, I guess. Yeah.
You're definitely like serving truth serum sweetly, and I think a lot of people kind of have, especially like when we're talking about radical practices too. Like at the end of the day, like it's, I feel like the state is just as afraid of a black person with a gun as they are with a mic, because there's truth there, there's reclaim accountability there, and justice in a way. So like, what does this mean for you actually navigating music as also your like stance in resistance? Like, yeah, your physical body and how you show up in the world is also um I would say a, yeah, just mode of, yeah, challenge. But yeah, how are you allowing music to be a form of resistance during this time?
Um, I guess again to kind of add to what I said previously, it's kind of just like existing and speaking up about my experiences that like are unique to are like unique to the black experience, but like also I don't know how to put it. Uh, Kind of losing my train of thought, but it's like hmm, I think just doing research is how I like came up with a lot of this music. And so I get into these modes where I look at problems that I'm seeing through the news and just kind of being like, well, how did we get here? And like, how is this allowed to happen? And like, why are people framing it this way? And it kind of made me want to use music as a vehicle to travel and see the real world for myself, you know, not what the news or any media platforms are trying to tell me what you know, a particular group of people or an entire country is like, because I've seen them do it to Haitian people and how they represent us in the news, and it's like, I know that that's not us, so somebody's lying here. Either I'm stupid or you're lying, and I know I'm not dumb. So, you know, it's like, yeah, that's how I plan to exact some form of resistance. It's like just picking up knowledge and sharing experiences.
No, I think that's a really beautiful way to, yeah, somebody has to be able to like literally through music play at the heartstrings of humanity, because music is one of the very few tools that we have of communication where like people don't even need to know how to speak the same language, and they, music is grounding them in the same exact emotion and feeling to communicate. So definitely think that you and this guitar is going to be a really beautiful, like, yeah, mode of resistance during these next years or 4 years. But on a lighter note, where do you create from?
Physically or mentally?
I would say mentally, like in the sense that I've been given, yeah, I've had conversations where someone asks me like, "Why do you sound like that?" And I'm like, "I don't know," and they're like, "You sound like you speak from your heart." I'm like, "Okay, cool. So how does this apply to art? Where am I speaking from my gut, from intuition? Do I speak from my mind?" In logic, am I creating work from my soul or from my heart because I need to be felt? Where are you creating from?
Um, I create from, I guess, like, I don't know what I would call this. I guess like self-soothing. Like, I'll just sit with like my looper down there, and I'll just sit on the same loop for however long, and I just keep playing and playing until I've exhausted every idea or melody I can get out of that moment. And yeah, it's like doing things like that, and when I have to write words to that music, I mean, and even in conversation, I'm usually very selective with my words, so I'll pause a lot and think and be like, okay, how do I want this to come out? How do I want to be received right now? And um, so I apply that to music in the sense that like I really don't want to waste words. So like if I don't think a particular song needs a chorus, I just won't write one. I'll keep putting the words where I feel they need to be, and then I make sure that I'm putting some kind of intent or purpose behind the words. So if it's like a call to action for everyone or to myself, and just something that I'd like to connect with in other people, like find those like-minded individuals that resonate with what I'm saying, or just kind of give myself something to look forward to. Yeah.
Wow. I'm looking forward to this next song that you're going to perform for us. Can you give us a little title and history behind it?
This next song is called Cabin Fever. it's it's about an experience, actually a tour that kind of opened my eyes to like the noise scene, and through the noise scene, like the music scene was just like the underground, the underbelly of uh, of Miami. I mean, just any place, but it's like being there. I realized like Miami wasn't as progressive as like other places were starting to be, in that like, and like it was like starting to uh it was starting to blossom like when we came back, and I was like, holy shit, this feels like a paradigm shift. And it's like uh yeah, just so many walks of life, and it taught me a lot. I learned a lot about consent in these communities, and I tried my best to bring it back home because I was seeing the shit that our music community was going through, and I was like, I didn't realize the sick shit like people were doing behind closed doors, and it it yeah, I so
We can go on for days on that.
yeah. But it's about like feeling a little sheltered on this tour that I was on also. Like it was a learning experience, incredibly eye opening, but there was just some parts that were like also making me feel like we were like avoiding, I don't know, being out in public and like just being too safe. And I'm like, let's go out, like
This is
let's go
post-COVID?
see this. No, this is like pre-COVID, and like I was just with people that were like a little sketched out about the areas we were in, and I'm like, I'm used to seeing shit like this. I used to like, I live in Little Haiti. Like this, this is just kind of reminiscent of home. So like, if you know how to move there, you kind of have like a general understanding of like what other areas are. Like, yeah. So yeah, it was like it took me to that concept of cabin fever of just like feeling like I was going from the town to town, like not really getting a full understanding of a place and just constantly passing through, kind of meeting the same people almost.
Yeah.
And it was just like I felt like I was losing days and like not really knowing how to keep track of time where I'm at. I'm like, what is going on? I feel like I'm in a time loop or something. But yeah,
Let's get to it.
cabin fever.
Tell me, how's your memory? Are you doing fine? Are you losing your mind? Why is it so lengthy? Cut it down to size, then we'll capitalize. Picture disappointment in the form of knowing you can't be the wrong. Isn't it so crazy? Going town to town, passing through the same home. Are we still conditioning? Consuming in bulk and in bulk till we fall. Happiness is blissful. So is ignorance, we just can't pick and choose. Theories of relation. Never a straight line, not a box I can find. Why am I still speaking? Why do I still try when the judgment lies?
Thank you.
You always have something to say, don't you? Well, have you ever seen your son without a girl? Have you ever seen your son without a girl? You always have something to say, don't you?
Thank you. I want to thank Masisi Radio for having me. And I'm going to close out with a song called You Can't Have Your Cake and Ego Too.